Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. Today we will explore some elements for the Bandoneon. The goal is to make the process easier or less costly or whatever. The first thing that I really need to improve is the process of making the bellows. If you saw the last video, you know how time consuming it was to do all this for not great result, you know. Second thing is about la máquina, the mechanism. I need to make a prototype for the keys, so I'm gonna do that today too. But first, shout out to Diego, because he's the one that showed me all of this, so thank you, Diego. So before, I will make 4 pieces and then connect them. Just like this, boom, boom, and some leather on the corners here, which was the most complicated technique. But if I actually fold the cordboard like this, like I used to do, but with some folds like this at 45 degrees, boom, I don't need a leather corner anymore since I have a cordboard into them. So I'm gonna try that. And then the second thing are the buttons. Since it's a really small lever, you got a lot of movement side to side, you know, here. And because of the small lever, if you push it, it's gonna end up where the material is, and of course you cannot do that. So the thing I'm gonna try today is, and then have another pivot here onto the key, which will be here. So now the key can pivot this way or this way. And also I've been thinking about putting 2 pivots. The button will always be perfectly perpendicular here. So I'll see how this one goes, and maybe I will make this one too to try. But first, let's do the bellows. And this time I want to fold it this way. And of course the toilet bolt, which does the job perfectly. So let's say I want everything at 24 centimeters around here. This will determine the length of the sides. Now I need the length of one fold, which is 35 millimeters. So now I'm gonna put it into the middle, 17.5. Okay, and now I can connect them. I need to make some creases onto those. Okay, and now what I want is, if you can see the arrows here, let's say here, here, here. When it's pointy, you want the crease to be under, and when it's reversed arrow, like this side, with the reversed arrow, you want the fold to be towards the top. So now I kind of got it down, but not yet. But before I scrap the cordboard, I want to try something else. For this, I'm gonna cut everything. Now I'm gonna tape them down. Now I'm gonna tape everything together. Okay, now that I got this, I should be able to fold everything together. Boom, there we go. Look at that, how easier it is. If you did some good cuts at 45 here, you should be able to have a nice 90 degrees. If you want some complete bellow, you can actually make it like this and make this 2 times and glue it together. But what I'm gonna do is make 1 fold, second one here, third one here, and then here make a connection. So this is some good news. Boom. And then I should be able to put some decorative paper in there. Boom, boom, boom. And then some leather corners. So first step, bellows done. Now I at least I think I know how I want to make it. I still have some leather to make some other tries. Yeah, I should have plenty enough to try it again. So I chose this technique because I can make a long piece of wood and then simply make a groove and then cut them down, and I got like hundreds of pieces really fast. Traditionally, you got the piece here with the lever, boom, and you got some kind of piece with a spring, and then a shoe like this, and the button. But the spring is like feels more time consuming than just do it out of wood. Hopefully it works out, and if it does, it's actually really nice since I can make it easily. Okay, so let's build everything I need. Let's go. So I cut everything down, but because of the way I cut it, I just realized I have a short grain, you know? Like the grain goes this way, you want it this way, because now it's really delicate, really easy to break. So I need to find a better way to do it. Like not to make the groove the long way, but making into the end, right here, somehow. Either standing up on the table saw or on the router. For now, all I need to do is to be careful while making the holes. I still have to figure out the layout of the keys to get the layout of the valves under. So I have the distance of the levers, but actually I can put it this way. They're really short, like maybe this size. So this is perfect. So we have a short lever here and a pivot, and you have the button on top here. Traditionally, you would have a spring which makes the button like move anywhere you want. And let's say the button is like this, and then you push the button and it stays straight. It will go into the material, right? Let's say this is the top of the instrument, right? And then two levers, what it does, it goes from this to this. Moves a little to the side, but still level. Three pivots. Not only are you parallel, but you are right back into the middle, or wherever you want, because this one controls the position and this one controls the flatness, the parallelism compared to the top. Okay, so I'm thinking about something else that I can explore, but this is pretty much the biggest things. I'm really happy about this. It's really easy and perfect. So I guess it's gonna be a short video. Hopefully you still liked it and it was interesting. I'm not gonna make some videos in quite a bit because I'm going to be on vacation, but I will take the time to figure out the layout of the keys and the valves and everything. Just more of the design on the computer, things that I cannot make videos about. And then if this is done, I should be able to start optimizing each part of the process, you know. I think I'm gonna start with the bellows. I really like this part, especially with this. It's so easy. For example, for the bellow, it would be about making the templates for the cuts, making some jigs for gluing the leather maybe. For the ring making, since I have 280 to make on some big plates, I will of course buy some tools and some file guide and other files, but each episode I will take some time on every step, every part, and make sure that the process is optimized enough to have a good bandoneon and not too expensive. And of course I have to not forget the woodwork of the instrument. This won't be really tricky, it will be the easiest part, but still. So yeah, hopefully some longer episode will come, and stay tuned and see ya.